Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, special guests, general officers, command sergeants major, community partners in excellence, friends, and neighbors of the United States Army Human Resources Command. We would like to extend a special welcome to the following distinguished visitors joining us in the audience today. Lieutenant General Charles Costanza, Commander of 5th Corps. Senator Matt Dineen, Senator of Kentucky State District 10. Mr. Roy Wallace, Deputy Chief of Staff G1. Lieutenant General Retired Thomas Siemens, former Commanding General of HRC. Lieutenant General Retired Jason Evans, former Commanding General of HRC. Major General Jacqueline McPhail, Commanding General of the United States Army Network Enterprise Technology Command. Major General Kelly Dickerson, Commanding General of the 84th Training Command. Major General Retired Tom Drew, former Commanding General of HRC. Brigadier General Gregory Johnson, Director, Military Personnel Management, Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff G1. Brigadier General Sean Crockett, Acting Commanding General of United States Army Cadet Command. Brigadier General Jennifer Walkowitz, Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Recruiting Command. Brigadier General Stephen King, Deputy Commanding General, IMA, United States Army Human Resources Command. Brigadier General Sarah Dudley, Commanding General, United States Army Recruiting Division. Brigadier General Eric Van Don Bosch, Outgoing Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Recruiting Command. Brigadier General Paul Kratiger, Incoming Deputy Commanding General, United States Army Recruiting Command. Brigadier General Adam Smith, the 64th Adjutant General of the Army. Brigadier General Donald Fagnan, Director, Military Personnel Readiness Directorate. Mrs. Barbara Prophet, Fort Knox Gold Neighbor and Pie Lady. Mr. Lance O'Brien, President, Knox Regional Development Association. Command Sergeant Major Michael Jackson, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Human Resources Command. Distinguished guests, family, and friends, welcome to the United States Army Human Resources Command Relinquishment of Command ceremony, where Major General Hope C. Rampy, Commanding General of the United States Army Human Resources Command, will pass the Human Resources Command colors to the Acting Deputy Chief of Staff G357, Lieutenant General Brian S. Eisler. For today's ceremony, you will notice that it is a relinquishment of command, not a change of command. While the Army strives to synchronize leadership transitions, there is, at times, a gap between commanders. Brigadier General Stephen M. King, currently serving as Deputy Commanding General for the United States Army Human Resources Command, will temporarily fill that role as Commanding General. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation offered today by Chaplain Jason Holmberger, Command Chaplain for the United States Army Human Resources Command.
Let us pray. Almighty God, we thank you for Major General Hope Rampy and for her faithful leadership, dedicated service, and steadfast commitment to soldiers, our families, and our nation. As she relinquishes command, honor the work of her hands. Bless the legacy she leaves behind and guide her in the mission ahead. Bless all gathered here and continue to strengthen those who serve with courage, wisdom, and integrity. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, Lieutenant General Eisler will present Major General Rampy with the Distinguished Service Medal to honor and recognize her years of honorable service and dedication to the United States Army, its soldiers, civilians, and families. When attention to orders is called, please remain seated. Attention to orders. Attention to orders. The Distinguished Service Medal is awarded to Major General Hope C. Rampy for exceptionally meritorious service to the government in duties of great responsibility over a 30-year career, culminating as the Commanding General of the United States Army Human Resources Command. Major General Rampy's commitment to excellence made a profound impact on soldiers, civilians, and families, contributing immeasurably to the success and progress of our Army. Her exemplary record of selfless service, professionalism, and dedication to the military profession of arms resulted in significant and lasting contributions to the security of the United States. Major General Rampy's outstanding leadership and performance of duty are in keeping with the finest traditions of military service and reflect great credit upon her, the United States Army Human Resources Command, the Office of the Deputy Chief of Staff G1, and the United States Army. Signed, Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll. Thank you, Lieutenant General Eisler and Major General Rampy. The Relinquishment of Command ceremony is a military tradition that runs deep with symbolism and heritage. The key to the ceremony is the passing of the organization's colors. A unit's colors represent the heritage and history of the organization and serves as a rallying point for its unit soldiers. The colors symbolize the commander's responsibility for the mission, welfare, and readiness of the unit. The custodian of the colors is the Command Sergeant Major, the senior enlisted soldier in the command and chief advisor to the commanding general. The passing of the colors symbolizes the transfer of authority from the departing commander to her higher headquarters, signifying the conclusion of a successful tenure as commanding general of the United States Army Human Resources Command. We will now observe a significant and historic moment where Major General Hope C. Rampy will relinquish command of the United States Army Human Resources Command to Lieutenant General Brian S. Eisler. Command Sergeant Major Michael Jackson, representing the enlisted soldiers of the command, will pass the colors one last time to Major General Rampy. Major General Rampy passes the colors to Lieutenant General Eisler, symbolizing the relinquishment of her duties and responsibilities to her next higher headquarters, and with this exchange, formally relinquishes command of the United States Army Human Resources Command. Lieutenant General Eisler returns the colors to Command Sergeant Major Michael Jackson for safekeeping until a new commanding general assumes command. The colors, having been passed, is returned to its stand and remains the enduring symbol of the Human Resources Command's strength, honor, mission, and traditions. Ladies and gentlemen, the Acting Deputy Chief of Staff, G357, Lieutenant General Brian S. Eisler.
Appreciate the applause before I speak. Well, good morning, everybody. Appreciate everybody being here, general officers, distinguished guests, the entire human resources team, friends, and part of the community and colleagues of Major General Hope Rampy. Thank you for joining us this morning. I appreciate the great day and the great weather outside at Fort Knox. I think the weather in here is probably a little bit more suffice for some of the speeches that we'll make today, so appreciate being in here. But this is a meaningful day, and we are here to recognize Hope for her leadership here at HRC and to celebrate a career spent taking care of people, our most important resource. HRC touches every soldier, every promotion, every assignment, every accession, every transition to civilian life, and every set of military funeral honors rendered to a grieving family. The work that happens behind these walls reaches into the life of every soldier and every family who has served our nation. HRC conducts this mission by managing the talent of the force, by running the boards that promote and select our leaders, by sustaining readiness across all three components, and by honoring our fallen and supporting their families with dignity and compassion. To lead it well takes someone who never loses sight of the human being at the end of every record, every board file, and every phone call. And Hope Rampy is that leader. During her tenure here, Hope guided the Human Resources Command through a period of extraordinary transformation, all while keeping it grounded in its mission, delivered world-class support and strengthen our Army readiness. Hope led HRC in support of the Army's continuous transformation. She did it with relentless focus on automating, eliminating, and simplifying the processes that get in the way of serving soldiers. She de-scoped contracts to free up more than $6 million for modernization without a dime of additional external funding. She modernized a call center that handled 187,000 calls in a single year. And I remember when I got here and I said, "We have a call center?" I said, "Do we need it?" Yes, we need it. And Hope modernized it, and it's even better than it was. And I sincerely appreciate that. She reduced legacy systems and stood up an innovation cell to push this command to think differently about what is possible. That is for sure. Hope strengthened our profession by unifying officer and enlisted talent management, giving soldiers a more consistent and predictable experience across their careers. She expanded talent-based career alignment, opened career-defining opportunities to high-performing junior officers, and she stood up a certification program here to ensure career managers are trained to guide soldiers from accession to retirement with professionalism and care. I'd also like to pause here and take a moment to thank not just Hope, but all of you in HRC for being steadfast in your mission and what you do every day when you come to work, to manage the careers of every soldier in our Army, to run boards that are fair and trusted, and to honor our fallen. And bottom line, to take care of people. Nowhere is that calling more evident than in the work of your casualty and mortuary affairs team, which coordinated more than 87,000 military funerals, providing dignified, passionate support to grieving families. That is sacred work, and you do it with care. Hope, you have led this command with everything you have, and you've done it in a way that you've done everything in your career, by putting people first. Your family is not all here today, but they are with you in spirit, we know, from your father in Lawton, I hope they're watching, back in Oklahoma where you were raised, to your daughter Lauren in Austin, Texas, to your grandfather, a retired lieutenant colonel, veteran of Korea and Vietnam. Welcome home, sir, who's 96 years old, turns 97 here this fall, and he's shaped the leader who you are. And I really appreciate you, sir. And Mike, of course, your husband of 23 years, who's waiting for you in South Carolina. So thanks to all of you for supporting Hope. And Mike obviously carried the home front when you were deployed, and he's the reason you stayed in when the Army needed you most. So we really owe you a lot of thanks, Mike. Thank you. Hope, you have always said that attitude is your altitude, that character shows itself most when things are hardest, and that the cream rises to the top whether or not anyone is watching. You have lived all three. You led with authenticity, and you spent your time in command, lifting the people around you rather than yourself. That is the standard our Army needs, and you set it here every day. Godspeed to you and Mike as you begin your next chapter with a soon visit home to Oklahoma, a wedding in September to celebrate, and I'm told a determined run at pickleball. So Hope, thank you for your leadership. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate all you did for me and our soldiers across the force, and congratulations to you and your family. This will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Major General Hope C. Rampy.
Whew, I've been good until now. Thanks a lot, General Eisler. I appreciate you hosting, and for those that have seen me, travel and do events here over the last couple years, finally, I was like, if this is the last event, I get to pick the lectern. And no, it was a whole thing yesterday, and I get to pick the one that I can see over without using my stool, and I've left the stool, Sergeant Major, in the office. So, sir, thank you for coming to host today. While this is not necessarily how I thought I would depart, a relinquishment vice a change of command, what it does give me is an opportunity to highlight what this great command actually does and what people across this command, how they make a difference to soldiers and families in the field every single day. Thank you to the former commanders, General Siemens, also the former Army G1, General Jason Evans, also the former Army G9, Major General Tom Drew. Thank you for making the trip. Thank you to the other leaders from across post, the installation, and our special friends in attendance today. Thank you for choosing to be here today. I truly appreciate your support and your friendship, and this is what is so special about our Army, its relationships. So to our AG leaders, General Johnson, Walkowitz, Smith, Fagnan, and I don't think Kelly still ended up coming, but thank you for your leadership. Thank you for the care for our Corps and working every single day to make the best decisions on readiness for the Army and our soldiers, families, retirees, and veterans. Thank you to the Chief of Staff, to our directors, our deputies. I know we kind of split you up in here, so it looked pretty and even on both sides. Our division chiefs, our sergeants major, our staff. A big shout out to our military and our amazing Department of the Army civilians that are either here in the room or online today. You are the heart of this organization. And I probably have not done a good enough job of telling Army senior leaders all the things you do to impact the Army across the field on a daily basis. Your willingness to work through significant losses while remaining innovative and delivering Army readiness is inspiring. I am going to miss the lively discussions, the crucial conversations, our civilian coffees, and our town halls. While they were really lively, you were honest, you were vulnerable, and you trusted and followed, and I was able to lead you, so I appreciate. A little bit about the command that some may not know, because I think it's important. The United States Army Human Resources Command is the largest HR organization in the world, and it's the second largest building in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. HRC supports and manages over $3 billion in Army programs towards readiness and soldier support. We manage the career for all active Guard Reserve, and inactive Ready Reserve, covering actions from separations, accessions, and retirements to care for thousands of retirees and veterans. And so as the Army transformed, so too did this command, reorganizing to meet future requirements, focused on, as General Eisler mentioned, automating, eliminating, and simplifying our processes and procedures to deliver readiness for the Army. We've de-scoped contracts to make resources available, to modernize and produce internal capabilities that have both increased external and internal knowledge. Our focus on that modernization, talent management, readiness, and caring for soldiers is only made possible by the great professionals here at HRC, military, DA civilians, and our contractors. HRC has really been on a journey to improve the soldier experience. I can blame Tom Drew for some of that as we started it. We've updated our website, we've modernized our call center, and we've increased communications with the field. Delivering a better soldier experience is made possible when focused on our values: transparent, agile, and customer-centered. The initiatives in transforming the marketplace, the board process, soldier and officer opportunities, improving essential soldier services, and care for our sergeant majors is inspiring. Keep pushing the limits to deliver the right products and readiness to the right place at the right time. The efforts by our specialists to reduce legacy systems, our IT professionals, reduced legacy systems, applications, subsuming hundreds of functions, and reducing our overall cost by millions has been fantastic, tough work. Please don't stop. I've absolutely loved this job, good days and hard days. The opportunities and jobs I've been entrusted with by our senior leaders over the years prepared me well. And serving in garrison and combat provided a toolkit to best connect, lead, follow, and support soldiers and families. I have a lot to be thankful for. The Army's given me more than I ever expected. I've been privileged to care for soldiers, civilians, and families for over 30 years. I'll miss the challenges, I'll miss the friends, the conversations with soldiers and our DA civilians, and the opportunity to make a difference. So there's so much to say, there's too many people to name, and some of you in this room have known me almost my entire career, or I've known you for almost all of yours. Thank you for letting me be a part of your tribe. I will still always be available. You know who you are. To the minions, our front office, thank you for making it fun to come to work, for putting up with my ideas. And believe me, some of them are like, thank God. And for caring for me and my family. You have a special place in my heart. To my battles, Command Sergeant Major Atkinson and Command Sergeant Major Jackson, you made it easy to be your sidekick. Atkinson made it easier on the photo side, though, Jackson. I was going to talk to you about that. Yeah, and the PAO always wants to put like the most awkward photo. Everyone looks 10 feet next to me. But I've always said NCOs are our backbone. I've always believed in it. And to be able to finish up a career how I started, having the immense faith in our non-commissioned officer corps. You listened, you counseled well, couple shut doors, I appreciate it. You're great travel partners, and you're willing to make and support tough decisions. I will really miss that. Almost done. To General Steve King, it's been an honor to serve with you in DMPM and HRC. Thank you for being an incredible deputy and your expertise in reserve affairs. I really know the command is in good hands as you take on the role of acting commander. Thank you to Tina and Nova for being here to support you this week. So I don't know if this is a celebration or a funeral today, but I really, really appreciate you. There's no one better to take over. Speaking of support, a big shout out to Mike and Lauren that have supported me over the years. I know they look forward to seeing more of me. And I'm excited for future trips, special moments, and life events in the coming months. While I may have a big personality, we're actually a really private family, and I really look forward to celebrating this change of mission. I'm ready to take on my new role as Soldier for Life. I'm signing off the net. Soldiers first, be all you can be. This will defend.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Army song. Sorry about that.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high day, the army's on its way. Count off the cadence loud and strong. For wherever we go, you will always know that the army goes rolling along.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. For those that wish to bid Major General Rampy farewell, there will be a farewell line at the front of the room. Thank you all and have a great day. Soldiers first.